Apologies for being late. Here we are, back at the farm. I had to pack up some of your orders, some of those old orders. I'm packing them up. Did it myself. Yay. Yeah, I know. We're all over the place. Some people who ordered like last week got it right away. Other people are still waiting for 2 weeks. Sorry about that. Aaron, I got your message. I owe you 2 pounds on top of the other stuff. I got your message, and it was so you're missing a turmeric. Yes, I will. I have another order that's gonna two orders of yours that are gonna ship out. So I'll put the turmeric in there. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. I appreciate your patience. Shan, I think I either just got one of your orders out yesterday, so I know you were waiting for a while for one of your orders. Apologize for that too. Turmeric pickling, interesting. There are so many mosquitoes here. I'm definitely gonna get dengue. You know why there are mosquitoes here? Because my wife insisted on putting this plastic tarp around our house, and I'm like, no, it's gonna get puddles, but she's not here, so she doesn't see the puddles. All this remote work, it's a disaster. You got bosses that don't show up. They don't know what's going on at work. They want to manage things from far away, like they're gods. That's right. Anyway, all right, guys. So, welcome to my show. My name is Ed. I'm coming to you live from Hawaii on the Big Island of Hawaii. I don't know how many of you guys are new. Um, Most of you guys seem to be repeats. I feel like the new people half the time come on this show like, what the hell is this show even about? What is this guy talking about? So we're talking about Hawaiian coffee. We're coming to you live from Rooster Farms on the Big Island of Hawaii, where we have an active volcano. Appreciate that, Robin. And this volcano is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients, and so the beans here actually grow larger than beans from anywhere else in the world. Now, larger beans don't necessarily mean a better cup of coffee, right? Coffee is a fruit that grows on trees. And like any fruit, if you pick it too early, it's going to be sour and bitter, no matter how large you got that fruit to grow. And that's actually why most of the world's coffee is so sour and bitter. Most of the world's coffee was picked with a machine. And when you pick coffee with a machine, something like 20% of the beans are going to be unripe. And unripe coffee tastes like any other unripe fruit. It's going to be sour and bitter. It's going to give you acid reflux. It's going to give you indigestion. So you guys are used to that. So it almost seems like you're okay with that. Or maybe a lot of you think about drinking coffee like it's smoking a cigarette. You guys think it's a vice. But coffee is not a vice. Coffee is one of those addictions that actually help you. Yeah, coffee is one of those addictions that make your life better, that make you live longer. And maybe that's a vice too, but it makes you live longer while being healthier. So if you decide you want to quit, if you really decide you want to quit drinking coffee, you definitely want to reconsider that because you're going to have to be eating beans. That's the only thing that, they've linked people who live longer. They've found that either you got to drink coffee or you got to eat beans. Kind of funny. So if you're not eating your beans, then you need to drink your coffee. And if you stop drinking your coffee, you're going to have to eat your beans. Otherwise, you're in trouble. So keep that in mind when you think about quitting your coffee. because if you really quit your coffee, you're gonna have to start eating beans. And this coffee actually makes me want to eat beans, and I'm not a big bean eater, but now I am. And all I want to do is eat beans. I don't even really want to eat anything else. So coffee basically boosts this particular bacteria in your stomach, which makes you want to eat beans. Yeah, and anyway, so here's a 2 ounce bag of Kona Estate to start as our first sample size. So we have these 2 ounce samplers, so you can try the coffee. These 2 ounces will make you 4 8 ounce cups of coffee. The Estate coffee we sell for $72 a pound retail, so keep that in mind when you bid for it. In fact, that $5 thing doesn't make any sense. None of my prices make any sense. And the medium roast is going to be like a fruity, as in a raisin, almost like a chocolate covered raisin is really what it reminds me of. Actually, that's a good thing. It's a chocolate covered raisin or a raisinette. Awesome, Deltron. Everything's finally coming in. It's like a chocolate covered raisinette. It's that simple. It's Kona coffee is just almost like a dessert wine. There's no bitterness in there. There's no sourness in there. The reason why it's sweeter and smoother is because we have this active volcano. We have a unique climate here. This is the only place in the world where the volcano never stops erupting. And so the beans here, due to that, reach their full genetic potential because the eruption is constantly replenishing the soil. Finally got the July 4th one. Constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients, and that makes the beans grow bigger and denser and smoother. But coffee, little known kind of thing that we keep in mind is that coffee is a fruit that grows on trees. And like any fruit, if you pick it too early, it's going to be sour and bitter, no matter how large you got that fruit to grow. And that's why most of the world's coffee is so sour and bitter. Most of the world's coffee was picked with a machine. And when you pick coffee with a machine, something like 20% of the beans are going to be unripe, and 20% of the beans are going to be maybe 10, or 5% of the beans are going to be rotten. Sherry Puckett. The 100% Kona right now is a pretty good price, $50 a pound. We do them in 8 ounce bags, and this was just roasted. I don't know how, I would suggest getting the medium if you really want to taste the flavor of the region, was the dark is just a very smooth and sweet coffee without really any kind of unique flavors. But the medium, you start to taste the raisins. So I'll just run this medium. And I'll make sure this goes out for you too next month. Okay, you'll definitely get it by then. And this medium was roasted last Thursday. Is it Thursday now? It's exactly a week ago. Extremely fresh coffee, just rested. And the estate coffee is the bigger beans, the denser beans, the very very clean beans. So when you look at these beans, rather than size, it's a matter of the the lack of defects. All these beans are like nicely shaped. They're all kind of the same size. They all have the perfect roundness. They don't have any chips in them. And that's what really defines Kona coffee. Kona coffee has some of the highest standards in the world. I mean, even the smallest defect in the bean disqualifies it as Kona coffee. So you can see these beans have these very nice kind of nice shape to them, nice roundness. There's no chips. There's no little holes in them, and that's what defines Kona coffee. So I didn't really show you. My fingers are kind of slippery. So yeah, the beans, just very, very clean. No chips, no cracks, no holes. If you do have even a single hole, single crack, that's considered a defect. So you don't want to get defective coffee. It's not that you don't want it. Defective coffee is okay. It depends on how defective, but it roasts a little bit differently. It's a little bit less dense. It loses its aroma a little bit more quickly, but it also tends to be sweeter. So there are kind of some positives and negatives of depending on the coffee. So our Hawaiian coffee has up to 30% defects. Our off grade is almost like there's no standard on the defects, whereas the Kona has 10% or less. Where extra fancy Kona has less than 1% defects, and that's that's where the grading comes in. I'm gonna do another medium estate in the 2-ounce bag, and this estate coffee really good deal because it carries the 100% Kona label, which means these are just the perfect beans. Overall, the actual defect rate is probably well less than 10%. So you're getting some really nice beans that are above average in terms of the quality. The estate medium is really good for espresso. And again, if you've never tried this coffee before, this coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. I can guarantee that because I think probably at this point, uh, yes, I do. Probably at this point, five or I think you bought that, right? You bought that 2-ounce, I mean 8-ounce bag of the estate. Here's another one though. So I can guarantee you this coffee will not give you acid reflux or indigestion. So yeah, you did buy the 8-ounce medium. You can also get an 8-ounce dark, or pea berry is something that very hard to find, and that's sort of the cream of the crop of our coffees. So if you wanted, I have to manually go look at it. So I try not to look at the reviews because if I get a bad one, I get thrown off all day. So I don't. It's like being get have think it's like the press. I don't look at it. Other people look at it though, so I definitely appreciate it. Let's do some dark. And the dark roast is about 25 degrees darker than the medium roast. This one's just going to be a really smooth coffee. Like when people drink the medium roast, they're like, "Oh, this is really good. It's fruity. I've never had it. I've never had a coffee like this before." But then when they drink the dark roast, if you guys typically drink Starbucks or coffee you're buying in the store, they go, "Wow, this is amazing dark roast." They just kind of lose it. They're like, "Oh, wow, this is so good. It's just everything that I love about coffee, but without the bitterness, without any of the sourness." These are all whole bean coffees. Yep. And so the dark roast tastes like a sweet toasted caramel with like dark cacao, and that's it. There's no bitterness. This coffee will not give you an aftertaste in your mouth. It won't give you acid reflux and it won't give you indigestion. And that's really because of how we pick the coffee. So when you pick coffee unripe, it's like picking a banana unripe. It's like eating a green banana. So imagine making banana bread where 20% of your bananas are green. It would be not that great, to say the least. It would be really bad. And that's where all of your acid reflux and indigestion is coming from. It's coming from the fact that you're used to this is a dark pea berry now, or medium pea berry. So this is the medium pea berry here. And this is the rarest of all our coffees. Takes 100 pounds of Kona coffee to filter out 1 pound of pea berry. This only happens at the tips of the trees. It's a denser bean. This is probably if you're really looking for the best that you can get, you want to get something that is scores above a 90 on the specialty cup. Yeah, if a cupper drank it, it'd be scored above a 90. It's smoother, more complex than all the rest of our coffees. People are charging you $110 a pound for this stuff if you buy 5 pounds at a time. So in bulk, people are charging you 56 bucks for 7 ounces at the store. This is the one. Yeah, you can drink the green coffee, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's extremely strong. You might feel like you need to, I don't know, throw up or something. It's really really strong. So if you want to try it, you can try it, but it's extremely strong, and I would not recommend drinking it. Um, if you want something strong, I would try the white coffee. Now I do have a dark pea berry as well. Let me just run that one. Uh, do I have a dark pea berry? Let's see. I probably ran out of it. Here we go. Got a dark pea berry here as well. If you want the dark pea berry, I don't have that up here to show you, but those pea berry beans look even bigger than the ones I showed you in the medium. So the pea berry satisfies all of the standards that you need to be Kona coffee. So it's actually big pea berries. It has to be above 16/64 of an inch. There's almost no defects in there. I do. Those are more meant for home roasters. So if you guys, roast your own coffee at home, then you can they have these 1 pound sample roasters. You can roast a little bit at a time. So if you guys do, if some of you guys have that, very few people, but some people do roast their own coffee like that. So we offer the pounds. You can drink it, but it's kind of crazy. I wouldn't recommend it. So this dark pea berry is the smoothest and richest of all our coffees. You're gonna really taste this butteriness to it, and it is the rarer variety, right? It's the coffee that very hard to find pea berry even anywhere, and for us, it's the coffee that certain people only want to drink pea berry. That's sort of the thing. It's like a specialty thing that people like. So I think those are different lizards every time. Yesterday, a lizard went right above me and pooped on me. Like they just love pooping on people. I hate those guys. I guess the banks don't like whatnot. They don't own whatnot yet, so they don't like it. All right, so that's our pea berry there. Let's run some samplers of the pea berry. If you guys want a sample of it, this is the pea berry, the medium pea berry. If you want a 2 ounce sample of the medium pea berry, this is the smoothest of all our coffees. This is the highest grade. So if you're just curious, what is so special about pea berry, it does taste quite a bit different. And thanks to that purchase, Sherry, probably going to be about a week before you get it, maybe a week and a half. So hopefully, uh, $3. All right. Well, that I'm gonna get it out as soon as I can. Otherwise, I'm not. Yeah. A lot of times, I used to tell my friends, "No hurry," and then they'd never get it done. So I never say that anymore. Oh yeah, no hurry, and then they never get it done. They take it seriously. They're like, "Oh, you don't want me to hurry? Okay, I'm not gonna do it then." So the pea bear, it could just be me. So these are the pea berries, and this is, really pricey coffee, so I have to charge quite a bit for it. I'm starting to get low. I don't know if I'll be able to get more. Come back another day, you might get a better price. So that's our pea berry. All of our coffees guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. A lot of other coffee sellers are starting to say the same thing, so I do give you a money back guarantee. You don't even have to send the coffee back to me. I'm probably the only one that's actually farming the coffee, getting coffee direct from the farms because Hawaii is the only place in the US other than Puerto Rico that grows coffee like this. But we actually have a whole industry set up here. This is one of the major kind of anchors of the region. So this coffee is fresh from the farm. It's freshly roasted. We don't spray this coffee with any chemical pesticides. We're only using naturally occurring soil funguses and soil bacterias. And that makes a huge difference in the flavor of the coffee. You're going to notice this coffee doesn't give you the jitters. The jitters in coffee usually comes from mold. I only have thrusters. I don't have a whole spaceship. I only have the engines, and I just keep it in a box downstairs. I also work on it at the deck over there. I haven't really been working on it lately. It doesn't seem that pressing. I only have chocolate nibs and chocolate tea, Sherry. If you're interested in nibs, those are the raw cacao. Um, Cacao tea is also really interesting. If you like to get chocolate flavor into your coffee, cacao tea is a really nice item. It is the peel of the cocoa seed, and that peel just has pure chocolate essence. It actually brews really well, and we open it. Have you tried our coffee yet? We open at 6 because if you haven't, you gotta try it. It will in 4 cups I would use a tablespoon per cup. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, and the cacao tea is really interesting because you actually get the alkaloid in cacao. You know, a lot of times people tell you chocolate makes you feel like you're in love, and you eat the chocolate doesn't do anything. This actually makes you feel really calm. Excuse me. If you drink too much coffee, try this cacao. You will notice it makes everything really good. Yeah, please keep us in mind. I can guarantee you will not get acid reflux or indigestion, or I will give you your money back. I am gonna let's do so I got cacao tea. Cacao nibs is the raw chocolate, which and Hawaiian chocolate is just like Hawaiian coffee in that it doesn't have any bitterness. It's fruity and it's sweeter than what you'd expect. So the chocolate nibs, you don't even really need to add any sugar. A lot of nibs you're gonna see people add sugar to it. So these are the cacao nibs. If you want to get some of those, you can go ahead and grab that. These you can just eat. This is it's the raw chocolate, right? So you've probably seen nibs in the stores before, and these typically go for $11 or $12 for 2.5 ounces. We do it for 4 ounces for $8. This is the nibs here. And you can just snack on these. They chocolate, taste like a chocolate nut. Kind of interesting like that. So that's our cacao nibs there. Let's see what else do we have going on. So we talked about the Hawaiian coffee. I just got a larger roast of the dark Hawaiian, so I want to give you guys I got to go make some tea downstairs, so I'm going to do one of these longer auctions where you guys can get the Hawaiian. And so this dark Hawaiian, 3 pounds of it, just roasted yesterday. I'll do it on this. So it's a full 3 pounds. Hawaii Heiko, it's a local cafe, really good. If you guys are out here, check them out. They're selling their Hawaiian coffee for $115 for 2 pounds. So you gotta keep that in mind. You're, yeah, I'm giving you guys super deals. I'm gonna give you a $1 star, and this is 3 pounds, 3 full pounds of dark Hawaiian coffee. This is the coffee you want to maybe start with if you've never had our coffee before. It's just the best coffee for espresso. It's your daily drinking coffee. If you're showing this coffee to someone else, or you just want a coffee that's smooth and sweet, you're not trying to get an extra buzz out of the coffee. It's even somewhat calming. This will not give you the jitters, acid reflux, or indigestion. These are the beans you're getting here. So it is a pretty nice bean as well. This was just roasted this morning or yesterday afternoon. So if you want this freshly roasted 3 pounds, I'm going to run this for 3 minutes. It retails, we say $40 a pound is for our retail price, but you go to like a local shop here, they're selling 2 pounds for $115. So 3 minute auction here. I'll be right back. 3 minute 3 minute auction. I'll be right back, guys. All right. How did that do? Hopefully it did okay. Let's see. You never know. 60 bucks. Oh, still going though. Still going. 60 bucks. This is the higher grade coffee, guys, not the off grade. So it's going for free. You got too much coffee. You guys all have too much coffee. I think that's the biggest problem. All right. But you're getting 3 pounds of the Hawaiian, and you guys are going to get a great deal on that. Thank you guys for. And this is my only bag, only larger bag. It's the deal of the day. Got to get new people. Or just wait for you guys to work through the coffee you have. Eventually, you'll drink it. You can brew it regularly, or I suggest using a French press. You might want to grind it more into a powder. That'll help a lot too. Yeah, Whatnot is funny because you guys like to buy a lot of new things. Nothing wrong with the old people either. Yeah, French press, but grind it fine if you can. And not too fine. You can still grind it pretty normal, but grind it relatively fine and then steep it a little longer and drink it. It's gonna be good. Don't make too much. It's gonna be strong. I haven't run the right white coffee yet. So for the new people, if you guys don't know what white coffee is, um, white coffee is more like a tea. I don't think it's really. I don't know if I've sold it as a coffee tea, but white coffee is more like a tea. And the white coffee is roasted so light that it hasn't gotten cooked yet. It's a first crack. So this is what the white coffee looks like in extra fancy. This white coffee, this is the highest grade of our white coffee. You also have a Hawaiian white coffee. And this white coffee gives you a buzz, like beyond anything else. It's just the strongest buzz you can get from coffee because when you cook coffee dark, the alkaloid trigonylene, there's two alkaloids in coffee, caffeine, and there's this other one that most people don't know about. It's called trigonylene. And when you roast trigonylene at 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine, which is the meth part of methamphetamine. So this is the white coffee, extra fancy. They don't know about it yet, but it's brought to you from someone who's crazy and can't stop saying that. I call it caffeine. Although I did make from the coffee peel. If you process the coffee peel in the same way that you make cocaine, I mean it's a hard drug. Like I let my drug using friends try it, and they all got scared. They're like, we don't want anything to do with this. It was strong. It was like meth DMT. The way I describe it, I don't know if you guys ever did ecstasy. When you do ecstasy, the moment it hits, you get this like cone of silence over your head and everything's fuzzy, but it's before you got to start taking the shits and before your eyes start rolling, there's like 10 minutes where everything's just perfect. That's what it does. Caffeine. I call it caffeine. But I only did it once and I was like, I'm not touching this stuff either. Because after that, all this weird stuff started happening. I was like, oh my God, did I just enter into another dimension? So the white coffee won't do that. That's something else. The white coffee is it's a little bit like that, but not really. It's just you get a head buzz, you get a body buzz. It's anti-inflammatory. It's got this other compound trigonylene in it. And when you roast trigonylene to 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine, which is the meth part of methamphetamine. Same thing happened to you. You tried caffeine before, though? Because I thought I was the only one that ever tried caffeine because it's made from the peel. So it's pretty hard to find. You have. How do you know about caffeine? Well, from a friend. So it got out because I invented that stuff. Anyway, so it got out. You guys found out about it. I did. I invented caffeine. No, I can't believe it got out. People were making that stuff. That's insane. Yeah. And you're probably talking about something else. You're probably talking about DMT or something, right? But anyway, the white coffee though, not gonna do that. It's like drinking 10 cups of regular coffee. You definitely get a nice buzz. You feel really good. 4 hours passes like that. You get a lot of work done. Someone emailed me yesterday, like I tried the white coffee. I was up to 4:30 a.m. doing work. It was awesome. So it's just, it make helps make helps make modern life easier. It's joint support. It gives you energy, but not in a way that is going to deplete your body. It does make you not want to eat. So if you don't eat and you eat drink the white coffee, you might get depleted. But yeah, but anyway, the white coffee not going to do that, but it will give you, it's like drinking 10 cups of coffee. It does give you a little bit of a buzz. When I drink the white coffee, I'll start just rambling. So you don't want to be around people who are sensitive. You don't want to be around people that you want to watch your what you say. I feel like it's really bad for people who are on social media. Like I got kicked off of LinkedIn. I got kicked off my TikTok after drinking the white coffee. So if you have like limits on what you can say, I would not buy this coffee. But otherwise, it's really nice and it feels good. It feels good for your body. You can tell it's healthy. So what's this on flash sale? 32.50. If you guys want it, is an 8-ounce bag. I'll put it on flash sale here for 32.50. This is the white coffee, really strong, just a head rush and a body buzz. Like it makes your body feel light and breezy. Oh shit, I did a 3-minute auction on it. That's retarded. Give your hobby to someone else. I don't know what your hobby is. What's your party woo? It's maybe twice as strong in terms of the caffeine, but it's not the caffeine. It's this other compound, trigonylene. That it's like 50 times more trigonylene. Because caffeine, it doesn't really roast away. Caffeine's this heavy molecule. It's pretty stable under heat. So even the dark roasted caffeine, there you are, puppies. Yeah, puppy's the one who said this white coffee was good. um, but it is twice the caffeine, but it's got this other compound in it called trigonylene. And when you roast the trigonylene to 350 degrees, 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine, which, if you guys watch Breaking Bad, is the meth part of methamphetamine. It's not methamphetamine, but it's the precursor. So you need it to make methamphetamine. And you get a little bit of effect, right? A little bit goes a long way. I don't know if you want any. You get one normal coffee. There's nothing in it. You only want the normal coffee, and it is a little bit nutty. Tastes like corn, a sweet corn tea. It's new. The Dutch brothers introduced it to the mainstream, so you can buy it at the Dutch brothers. They do espresso shots out of it. They're not going to be quite as sweet as ours, so they mix it with like syrups and things like that. So our coffee is already very sweet. And if you guys are just joining me, I'm coming to you live from Hawaii on the big island of Hawaii, where we have an active volcano. And so our beans here actually grow larger than beans from anywhere else in the world. Don't drink it after 4. Yep. And not only that, our coffee is going to be extremely sweet and smooth. It's all this, any way of brewing Kona coffee is going to, blow away any of the coffees you currently drink. Kona coffee cold brew is going to be very, very sweet. And then a lot of fruitiness will come out. So even the dark roast, relatively lightly roasted. There's no bitterness and no sourness in our coffee, which is key. So you can even brew the light roast, um, cold brew, and it'll do really well. Light roasts tend to be very sour. That's why pretty much everyone avoids doing light roast. But our light roast is not sour at all. So, and that's because of how we pick the coffee. In Kona, we pick all the coffee by hand. And not only picking the coffee by hand, but we're paying our pickers 100 times more to pick this coffee. So all of our roasts, all of our grades, guaranteed, will not give you any acid reflux or indigestion. 100% money back guarantee. If it does give you any acid reflux or indigestion, I will give you 100% of your money back. And that's because of how we pick the coffee. Um, no takers on the white coffee. You guys scared of the white coffee? Or you guys just all tried it already? So I'll run one of these bags for $1, see how it does. This is an 8-ounce bag, and this is the white coffee and the extra fancy. So this is the highest grade of coffee, which means it doesn't have any defects. It's the beans are perfect, and so we can roast it raw, and it's gonna be very nice when you drink this white coffee in the extra fancy grade. But you will get a very strong buzz, a stronger buzz than you're probably used to. And I'll run a 2-ounce bag. It's like drinking 10 cups of coffee. You're gonna feel it in your joints. You're gonna be able to just go, go, go. Your inhibitions in a way go away. So if you're going out socializing, drinking this white coffee, really good for socializing. I don't know if it's great for the office because you're gonna maybe want to talk to people and say way too much stuff. But other than that, it will make time fly. So it helps a lot with time. I notice I drink this white coffee and time just blows by. And I used before I started drinking this white coffee, I was only streaming for an hour or two a day, and that was really hard for me to do. Even now, I can go on, drink a cup of white coffee, and 4 hours goes by, and it's like nothing. Although the other week I had 4 cups of this in a row. I had a full bag of my white coffee, 8 ounces worth, in in a 2 hour period, and then that was a bad idea, like a really bad idea. I had to like withdraw from coffee for the last 2 weeks, and even drinking coffee now it doesn't really do anything. So that's the drawback, right? That's the drawback of the white coffee. All right, this is the white coffee. This is the extra fancy one. I also have a Hawaiian white coffee. Yeah, don't drink it near the HR rep. Don't like call your wife or ex girlfriend or whatever it is, ex boyfriend when you get on it. It's not. Yeah, it's maybe it'll be more entertaining. I think. But it depends on what kind of person you are, I think. It just kind of loosens the boundaries. So you may I would put it in the freezer, Brabble. The fridge always seems to cause things to go bad. I don't know exactly why that is, but I would put it in the freezer rather than the fridge. Now, this is our white coffee sample. I also have the Hawaiian white, which is the lower grade of our coffee. I can do that for a little bit less. And this Hawaiian white was also just roasted this morning, so extremely fresh coffee. Someone told maybe, yeah, maybe a little bit of that. I definitely feel a little drunk when I drink the white coffee. It's not like alcohol where you want to just take all your clothes off. It doesn't really do that. Inhibitions of the mind, not so much of the body. Someone did tell me it makes them go like a horse. I don't know what that means, but that's what they said. So this is the white coffee in the Hawaiian grade. So it's a little bit nicer. Now, if you're not trying to get high off of your coffee, then you should try our other coffees. I think if you're trying this coffee for the first time, try the dark roast because the dark roast is just sweet. It's relaxing. It doesn't give you the jitters, and the lack of jitters, I know what it means. I'm not allowed to say things. I know what it means. uh, thanks for clarifying, though. Actually, for other people, if they didn't quite catch. Um, so we do have a few grades. If you guys just want a coffee that's really sweet, that doesn't have any bitterness, that doesn't have any sourness, won't hurt your stomach, won't hurt your gut, doesn't give you like liquid poops, I would try, the dark roast in first we have the pea berry, which is the highest grade of coffee that we have. It's kind of the rarest. It takes 100 pounds of our coffee to make 1 pound of pea berry. This is also the best. So if you want something that just tastes the best, Tinkerly, thanks for the raid. Let's see what you do. You sourcing things sustainably, and well, tell us what you do if you are still here. I know usually I raid people and I just leave, but if you want to tell us a little bit about what you do, feel free. And this is our pea berry. There's a medium pea berry there that we have as a sampler. I also suggest getting the dark Hawaiian as a sampler, the dark Hawaiian. These samplers make 4 8-ounce cups of coffee. Usually it's a little bit more than 2 ounces, sometimes a lot more than 2 ounces. And these 2 ounce bags make about a pot for most people. And so this is a nice way. You can throw them in the freezer. They're individually packed, and you'll get an idea of what the coffee tastes like. It's the dark roast tastes like a dark chocolate caramel. This coffee guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion, or you don't have to send the coffee back to me. I'll just give you your money back because and I can confidently say that typically people come to the farm when they sample the coffee, they'll try the coffee for the first time. They'll try the lighter roast and they'll say this is really interesting. It's fruity, it's like a tea, and then they try the dark roast, and if they're, typical coffee drinkers who drink Starbucks and things like that, they're just like, "Oh, wow, this is coffee. This is what I'm talking about." So, yeah, so the Kona coffee, I feel like, and the Hawaiian coffee is a really good place to start if you don't want to spend a lot of money. Uh, Hawaiian coffee is like 80-90% as good as Kona coffee. All the coffee is coming off the same trees. This is our white coffee now. All the coffee is in this bag until right before we roast it. So all the grades are in here. They're all mixed together. It's just the bean size and bean density. So it's all coming off the same trees. You're going to get the same flavor profile across all of the coffees. So, you know, it's really a marginal difference. You have to be a real connoisseur to go to the higher grades of coffee. Here's a bag of the extra fancy white. I'm going to run this one at $1 start here. And the extra fancy white coffee is, I'll run an OG for you next. The extra fancy white coffee is the smoothest one, the cleanest beans. All the beans are perfect, and this one gives you that blast. And this is $1, or no one wants it. $2. That's rough. I'm going too fast. Slow down, Ed. All right. Now, since we're kind of moving down the ladder, the other dark roast, if you guys, aren't really that big on specialty coffees. If you guys drink Starbucks or Pete's, or if you're getting Folgers, even the instant coffees, whatever it is, and you like to just put creamer and put sugar in there, you're drinking the coffee for your buzz, but it still hurts your stomach, right? You're still just getting acid reflux, or you get you just the coffee doesn't sit well with you because most roasted coffees have been sitting there for up to a year, or started moldy, because not only is it sitting in the warehouse in the supermarket shelves for up to a year, it's sitting in the warehouse unroasted, getting sitting on the boat, sitting in the port, sitting in customs. So we have this grade of coffee that it's not a specialty coffee. It's called the OG, which is stands for off grid. It's a little bit off putting, but you can mix it with your cream, your sugar. It tastes like Kona coffee. Still won't give you acid reflux. Still won't give you indigestion. It's just a little bit less smooth than typical acid coffee. Islander, how you doing? I saw you have an order outstanding from the 10th. I'm working on that. So this is a 12-ounce bag of the OG coffee. Tastes just like the Hawaiian. The beans are just not as clean and not as nice, but it's almost as good as the Hawaiian coffee. So you can just drink this all the time if you want, and it's gonna be around the same what you pay for Pete's or Starbucks. I see Pete's for $12 for 12 ounces these days. So you can just get this, and you're not gonna get any of those negative effects of your typical coffees. So, and I'll do one more of these guys, and this is still all in this bag. Right, the OG coffee is coming out of this bag. It's all coming out together. So this is just the coffee, and probably a lot of people who are selling you ground coffee, they're actually just selling you this. I'm just very, very honest about what I'm selling you. So yeah, so this is gonna taste almost exactly like Kona coffee, but it's just not as rich in its flavor. But awesome deal for it. So, and I kind of wanted like $13 for it. So I'm just gonna run a few of those at $13 if you want to grab them. Why don't I put it as a flash sale for 13? Whew. How's everyone doing today? I definitely feel like I got hit with something during July 4th. I try not to eat out, but I couldn't help it. All right, I'll run one more as an auction, and it's going on flash sale for 13 bucks. So if you want to try the OG, try to see if you can just drink this coffee. It also, same thing, won't give you acid reflux, won't give you indigestion. The Kona coffee, I would brew it. I like to brew it with the pour over, but these days I've been really liking drip coffee because it comes out this really like toasted caramelly flavor to it. So I've been really liking just putting in my coffee maker rather than doing the whole pour over thing. It comes out really nice and it's even sweeter. Hey, Pop Maiden, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you again. Like a lot of people are coming back from vacation, right? I'm just gonna put this OG on flash sale. So if you want to try this daily drinking coffee that is as cheap as the coffee that you guys are getting in the stores. It's not as abundant, so I don't know how much of this I'll be able to have. Yeah, you want to. Yeah, I totally understand that. A lot of you guys bought like, you want maybe you want to put it in the freezer, Pot Maiden. If you haven't been drinking it, it'll definitely store better in the freezer. So, um, but we've all been buying too much coffee. You guys are up in Minnesota. I always think maybe it's people mad at the government lighting forest fires. Oh God, yeah, you're way overloaded then. All right, so this is our OG coffee, which is just a grade below Hawaiian. I even suspect some people who are selling me their Hawaiian coffee, they were selling me their OG. So I stopped buying from the people who have the coffee that they're selling as Hawaiian to me, and sometimes it just didn't look as good as the Hawaiian. So now I have this OG grade. So I'm having a little bit more discernment as well, and that helps with the prices. So this is our OG coffee. It's OG stands for off grade, which is a little bit off putting, but it's pretty much half the people selling Hawaiian coffee are selling this, so it's pretty much the same thing as the Hawaiian coffee. Although the Hawaiian coffee that we have now, I'm making sure it's a little bit nicer than the OG. It's just send me the over. The lighter roast store really well. Original gang. It does sound like that. So I shouldn't tell people what it stands for. I think I'm just gonna start telling people. It's just the OG. This is what we drink. Other people will call this farmer's grade coffee. So instead of calling it OG, we'll just call it the farmer's grade coffee. And need some the white coffee will help all with all. Actually, chocolate is really good for respiratory stuff, I think. All right, so that's the OG. Thanks, Pop Made and Press. Really appreciate that. Haven't had many new people, far fewer new people these days buying the coffee. So, all right, so that's our OG coffee. That's the base grade. The beans are the least dense, so it doesn't store quite as well. So I wouldn't suggest buying a ton of OG. It stores the least well. Whereas the Kona coffee, when you have less dense beans with defects in it, it's just exposed to the air way more. Even the inside of the bean gets exposed. With the Kona coffee, it's just the perfect beans. So almost no exposure to the air in terms of density. There's just nowhere for the air to get in. And so I'll do a $1 start on this. Now we're going. I don't not jump around. I always jump around and people don't buy anything. I got too many choices here, guys. I think that's it. On my when I sell the coffee to the communists, I give them three choices. That's it. They got three items to buy. It's a lot less. So, communism. Yeah, they don't get confused. I just sell them three. You got three choices. What do you want? It's so much easier to pack. When I pack the coffee for communists, it's like I gave you three choices. You buy what you want. If you don't want it, get out of here. And they just buy the three things, and it's so much easier to pack. I could pack like 100 packages in an hour. With you guys got 2 ounces of this, 2 ounces of that, 16 ounces of this, five of these. I'm just like, I don't. One of your boxes takes like 10 minutes to pack. I'm just like, I can't handle this. I do not have medium OG. I only have and I have a few more medium Hawaiians, but mostly I only have medium estate. Medium estate's really good. If you do want a medium Hawaiian, I have some of that. See, I got I got medium Hawaiian, medium OG, medium estate, medium extra fancy, medium P bear. It's like, what is the difference even? And then you got four grades of Kona coffee. And it's just like, what is the difference? I don't even. Just you got three items. Which one do you want? See if I can find the medium Hawaiian for you. I don't know if I have any more of those. I do. I got some more of these. I got three items. Which one do you want? It's so much easier to pack. I only had to get packers when I started doing whatnot because like just so many things. There's like 25 items. I can't even keep track of them. Anyway, this is a 12-ounce bag in the medium. 12-ounce bag in the medium Hawaiian. If you want this TKE, this is the best value. If you want the highest grade, I you can eat it. You can turn it into a powder, and then that's not the one you want. I also have the medium estate, which is a really the higher grade of the coffee. It's the dense beans. It's got a little bit of like it's more smooth than the Hawaiian or the off grade. It's and the yellow turmeric we do not eat, or I don't eat it. You guys can eat it. I don't like the taste of turmeric. You can cook with it. You can pickle it. You can powder it, or you can kind of cut slices of it into water and make it into a tea. Numbers. You guys got systems. Systems are good. I got some chocolate tea, Leighton, and some chocolate nibs. The tea is the husk of the chocolate bean, and it's almost like any other peel. It's got like all the essential oils of the chocolate in it. So it is a very concentrated source of chocolate flavor that you could just brew into your water. So if you're brewing, you can grind it up with your coffee, brew it in, and you're gonna get a lot of chocolate flavoring to it. We also have cacao nibs, which are raw chocolate crushed up into little bits. I was just I'm just making fun of communism because usually you hear me ranting against it, so I feel like I want to switch it up today and tell you all the good things about communism. In communism, they tell you straight out, you're not free. Don't participate. If someone told me that here, I'd be way better off. Now they suicided my wife's dad. They, destroyed our life. They gave me a stroke. They poisoned me. All because I thought we were free. I was like, this is what we're supposed to. You could have just told me. You're not free. Don't participate. Get out of here. I've been like, okay. I don't care. I'm an immigrant. I'm here to make money. So, all right. Where are we going next? I'll run one of these 8-ounce estates for $1. Let's see. Let's see if there are any takers. This is the Estate coffee roasted last Thursday. This one's awesome for an espresso. And any requests? CN. CN stands for cyanide, which is what I got poisoned with. But if I never got poisoned with cyanide, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. So CN stands for cyanide. 8 ounces, guys. This is a $70 a pound coffee, and you guys are getting it for 12. You're letting cyanide get away with it for 14 bucks. When if you went on my website, you'd be paying 40 bucks for it. It's your loss, not mine. 808, are you in Hawaii? So this is 72 bucks a pound coffee. Makes a great espresso. Tastes like a chocolate covered raisin. As a first purchase, you're gonna be really happy with this. And that was a really great price for it too. So unfortunately you're gonna be hooked on this coffee forever. My favorite is the white coffee because I like being buzzed. So I specifically formulated the white coffee to get me high because I can't drink alcohol. Um, my wife won't let me smoke weed anymore. And so I did all this research and I found out there's this compound in coffee that if you roast it extremely light, it gives you this massive buzz. And I tried it and it worked. Yeah, it does it makes me kind of high. And yeah, me too. My leafy habit. So much so that it also made me relapse into smoking some weed, but I stopped that again, so I don't. I'm still a quitter. So I like the white coffee, but it's strong. And if you guys, are trying to quit something, I would not suggest replacing it with the white coffee. It's not going to help your addiction. It's actually going to make you crave other substances. So be careful with that. But if you guys aren't worried about that, and you like being buzzed, these are the white coffees, the extra fancy white. We have these in 2 ounces and 8 ounces, and then we have the Hawaiian white in 2 ounces and 12 ounces. The Hawaiian white and the extra fancy white is just the bean quality difference. So if you want to try some of this extra fancy Kona white, which gives you a buzz, like crazy buzz, really good for like really good for body issues, like just supports your joints, actually increases your muscle strength. If you guys work out, it makes your muscles just like pop, gets you cut. I do the pea berries for 8. Also gets you cut. Definitely makes you not want to eat. And while doing that, boosts your metabolism. You're gonna find when you drink your white coffee, even though you don't want to eat, your stomach wants vegetables. So it's like you're only gonna want to eat. You only want to eat vegetables. So I'm just like, all I want to do is eat beans. I'm like going to the supermarket buying beans because it actually causes 2 ounce extra fancy white. It depends. I mean, I would try making a small espresso shot for her to try. And Guyana, the pea berry is going to be 8 bucks for a sample. For 2 ounce sample, it is, yeah, it's 64 bucks a pound, which is actually a little bit cheaper. I'll run that next if you want. And after I'm done with the white coffee, I'll run these a little bit faster. Try with espresso. It's just really nutty, so it's not gonna give you like that satisfying bold flavor that maybe she wants from espresso. But um, otherwise, another good way to make it is um, French press. Really good way to make it. That brings out the flavor a little bit more because you can steep it. You can try, and then if she doesn't like the flavor but she likes the buzz, you just grind it into a powder. And the sixth order should have gone out already. So if yours didn't go out, I'm gonna check on it today. I thought everything from the sixth went out, so I'll double check on yours and pack it up. If I don't know what's going on, I'll make sure it gets packed today. I apologize for that. Yeah, we definitely still have logistics issues. It's like one order gets lost here, one order gets lost there. But here's our 2 ounce of our white coffees. These are individually sealed, so yeah, some people got it from the six already, so I don't know what's going on there. So I apologize for that. The white coffee will get you. Will it definitely is really strong. So be cautious. I'm trying to get some local shops to serve the white coffee, and I think some of them might be coming around. It takes a lot of work to get people to buy your stuff, get businesses to buy your stuff. A lot of socializing, a lot of hanging out. All right, that's our white. You guys asked for a medium pea berry. The pea berry is the densest of all our coffees. I would say it's the rarest. It takes 100 pounds to produce 1 pound of pea berry. Kona pea berry in particular, because this isn't just pea berry. It's has to be defect free. Has to be above 16/64 of an inch. So it has to be nice and big beans. Rodatham, good to see you. How have you been doing? A lot of you guys seem to have tried the white coffee already, huh? Some of you guys. But the only thing, there's a few things you want to be cautious. Don't overdo it because it'll just ruin the rest of your coffee. You'll get really sluggish for a while. So don't overdo it. That's our medium pea berry there. Let me see if you guys want a larger bag of the white coffee. You don't really save anything, I guess, by buying the larger bag. So this is an 8-ounce bag for 32. And then we also have the Hawaiian white coffee. I almost forgot about that. So the best value is the Hawaiian white coffee. It's almost the same as the Kona white. The beans are just ugly, but a lot of people don't mind that. It almost gives you a little bit more of a buzz, but for me, it's too much. So for me, it's too much. But here's a white Hawaiian 12-ounce bag. They all look the same once you ground it up. Yep. Just the higher grades of coffee also store and age better. That's another thing to consider. The Hawaiian coffee, just be those defects expose it to more air, and so it just doesn't store quite as well. So you want to buy less of it if you're not drinking it right away. But still, compared to what you guys are buying in the stores, this is still a specialty coffee. Scores above an 80. You get it's a much higher quality bean that you're getting from stuff in the store. So it's all relative. But for Kona coffee, we have really high standards, probably some of the highest standards in the world, which is why the coffee is also so expensive. If you guys are joining us for the first time, I'm talking about Kona coffee. We're on the Big Island of Hawaii, where we have an active volcano here, and this volcano just constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients. So the beans here grow larger and sweeter and more oily. But coffee, something we often miss, is a fruit that grows on trees, and like any fruit, if you pick it too early, it's going to be sour and bitter no matter how large you got that fruit to grow. And that's actually why most of the world's coffee is so sour and bitter. Most of the world's coffee was actually either picked by machine, about I think 25% was picked by a machine, or it's picked by people who are getting paid almost nothing. Like $1 or $2 a day is sort of the price that most people are getting paid. In fact, to get fair trade certified, they asked, "Do your workers make $1 a day?" And we're like, "What do you mean? We're paying them $1 a pound." So it's really pretty bad. If you're making $1 a day and you guys have no idea how, maybe some of you do, but it's hard to pick coffee. Coffee is hard to pick. So if I'm getting paid $1 a day, I'm gonna be picking just whatever I can pull off the tree. And that's just how you have to work. Even to get that $1 a day, you gotta be just flying through the trees, pulling, grabbing entire branches, and but unfortunately, you're gonna get a lot of greens. That's why even single origin hand picked coffees tend to be very sour. Whereas our coffee, we're paying people. A good picker can make $30 an hour, and at $30 an hour, they're getting paid. They're doing well. They're going home with 20 or 30,000 bucks at the end of the year if they're really working their ass off. And but we can demand that they pick only the overripe coffee. And so the overripe coffee is like any other overripe fruit. It's like letting a banana turn brown or an apple turn brown. The amount of sugar in that banana is exponentially greater when it turns brown versus when it's even yellow. So a lot of people ask me, how different can coffee be? Or they say, I don't believe you. How different can coffee be? Why is your coffee different? It really comes down to the ripeness. I mean, we have the soil, which is really good. We have the volcano, we have the nutrients, and that makes it so when you let it get ripe, it's sweet. A lot of coffee, if it's undernourished, even if you let it get ripe, it's still going to be sour and bitter, just like any other fruit. It's like a crab apple. So we have that nutritional support, we have the climate, we have the sun and all that stuff. But you won one, awesome. But it's just like any other fruit. You pick it too early, it's going to be sour and bitter, and that's what it comes down to. Is that most of the world's coffee is picked too early. So because it's so ripe, like the medium roast here is going to taste fruity. You're going to taste the raisins, just so much sweetness. You're going to taste. It's going to be rich, nutty, sweet, and guaranteed. I can guarantee you this coffee will not give you any acid reflux or indigestion, and that's because just like if you eat an overripe strawberry or right before it turns mushy, or you eat a perfectly ripe orange, that juice is not going to be acidic at all. So if your stomach is sensitive to acidity, this coffee will be way better for you. All right, so I'm gonna run through each of my items and just let you guys get a chance to grab it. That was my medium estate. We have a dark estate sampler. This is the dark roasted coffee. And the dark estate is going to be like a toasted caramel, brown sugar, dark chocolate. Very, very sweet. Way sweeter than anything you guys. You want to keep this special. You don't want to spoil her, right? You don't want her to get used to the good stuff, and now you got to get pea berry all the time. So our dark estate is just roasted Thursday. It toasted caramel. This makes 4 8-ounce cups of coffee. Great place to start, right? This is 100% Kona. So when you start getting to coffee connoisseurs or you start talking to people, they want to see that 100% Kona label. The whole thing is everyone's afraid of blends, and a lot of people are making 10% blends. So when you buy Kona coffee in supermarkets and you can even find it, a lot of times it's a blend. A lot of times it's like 10% Kona, and that just is a marketing gimmick. Whereas we're always 100% whatever it is we're selling. So I'm kind of lazy on my writing here, but it's everything's 100%. It's either 100% Hawaiian or 100% Kona. Here's a $1 start on that Kona sample. So great place to start if you guys have never had this coffee before. You can try this 1 ounce sample, and this will make you 4 8-ounce cups of coffee or about a full pot of coffee. And this is going to just be this toasted caramel flavor, very, very sweet. Um, no bitterness and no sourness, not burned at all. And that's the unique part about that coffee. And that was a Kona. So you guys paying Hawaiian prices for the Kona. So I'm gonna remove that. Next one is a dark pea berry. This is the highest grade of our coffee. It's gonna score above a 90 on your cupping contest. It's gonna be buttery and smoother than all the other coffees. Just richer. The pea berry bean is twice as dense. It's only about 1% of our coffee. It's twice as dense as coffee coming from other places, are the rest of our grades, and it's gonna make you this very, very strong, sweet cup of coffee. Um, so definitely worth trying if you want to just know what is the best coffee supposed to taste like. And I'll give you one more chance to get that. Why don't I go $1 lower? I'm not gonna risk these $1 starts. You guys are getting it for $3. But yeah, this is 100% Kona pea berry. Did those balloons cost you money to give us? No, you guys, there's free balloons. The hearts, the little balloon hearts. Yeah, you gotta work. How do you get them? What do you have to work for? Next item, cacao nibs. These nibs are Hawaiian chocolate, right? These are the cocoa bean that's been broken into little pieces. Ah, interesting. Broken into little pieces, and it just tastes like a dark chocolate nut. It's just pure chocolate without any additives. Pure Hawaiian chocolate won't give you no, and won't have any bitterness to it, so we don't need to add any sugar to it. And these are fresh, Hawaiian chocolate. Hawaiian chocolate's the most exotic chocolate that we have, and it's just fruitier and less bitter. You don't really taste the. I noticed you don't really taste the fruitiness. I did notice that you don't really taste the fruitiness in the nibs, but you do taste the lack of bitterness, and just tastes like a dark chocolate nut. I'll give you guys $1 option on these. It's like all our buyers are gone. If you guys want a ceramic coffee maker, this is how I like to make my coffee typically. It's really convenient. You can bring it wherever you need to bring it. Here it is. V60 coffee maker usually costs 20 to 30 bucks each. So if you already bought something, you need a cheap, easy way to make your coffee, you throw this in there. This weighs a full pound. It's nice and thick, very heavy. Kind of sits on your coffee cup, and you can just get a V60 #2 coffee filter, and you can make that. All right. How many ounces? Mm, I can get 3 ounces of grounds in there, which will make you. It'll make you a big pot of coffee if you want to do it that way. But you're only supposed to make it. You should make a single cup with it. So 8-ounce cup, 10-ounce cup, even a 16-ounce cup you can do. I'll run it one more time. So this is 50% off the high price on Amazon and the internet. Then I'll go back to my other coffees next. I was making controversial videos on TikTok. I made one where I said the only country that can be free is one that has Jesus, because because if you don't have Jesus, you're not taught to forgive. And so you can easily get blackmailed by things like massages, because the liberals, when they find out you get massages, all they can do is shame you. They're going to shame you, and they're going to try to blackmail you and force you to do things for the rulers. And then someone who had a yin yang, they didn't like it. They said, Jesus taught you to hate your family. I was like, if you love your family, you're going to be corrupt. He didn't like that. And I was like, but you know what? Freedom is overrated. It's overrated. But that's why all these other countries, they're all totalitarian countries, because you make one mistake as a youth, you go get that massage, the rest of your life, you got a million, all these people following you around, shaming you, threatening to ruin your marriage. And now you got to do this and do that for them. And so you see the faces of all these people in these other countries who don't have Jesus. Anyway, I was just doing it to push your buttons. I find the most offensive thing I could talk about is Jesus. I just love doing it. I love offending people. I love pushing people's buttons. So I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm doing it on purpose. I think it's funny. I don't know. It gets me off. And then he was like, religion causes separation. I was like, I moved to Hawaii because I want to be separated from you guys. I'm not trying to be united. So that's my story of the day. Story of the day. All right, I'm at 2 pounds of white extra fancy for Jesus. I've actually never used an AeroPress myself. Uh, yeah, but it's easy for me to get drawn into it. You know, I wanted to start arguing with him, and I was like, let me not do that. Let me just joke around. 2 pounds white extra fancy. You know, it's true though. You know, when I was young with when my girlfriend were first going, my wife girlfriend, my ex girlfriend, current wife was first started dating. You know, everything for her was my family this, my family that, because you know she was raised without Jesus. My family this, my family that. I got to do this for my family. My family is the most important thing. I got to be near my family, 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 family. It's like, what is this? We're supposed to leave our families at 18. We're supposed to go make our own lives. And she just didn't get it. I didn't get it. I didn't get what she was talking about. She didn't get what I was talking about. I was just like, stop talking about your family. Jesus. But now I'm like, I have a daughter, so I don't want my daughter to know about Jesus because then she's gonna hate her family. So I'm like, I'm selfish. I don't want my daughter to know about Jesus. Although she already knows about Jesus. She says she actually found Jesus. She's like 2.5 and she found Jesus. She was like, Jesus is our friend. I was like, where'd you learn that? She was like, the internet. And I was like, well, where does Jesus live? She said, Jesus lives in our hearts. I was like, where else is she? She's like, Jesus isn't here. So she already knows about Jesus. It runs in the family, I think. It does. It runs in the family. All right, I'm gonna give you 80. I better one more. No one's buying anything anymore. This is why sometimes I just don't sell anything. I'd rather be offensive than sell things. Yeah. So when we went to Ross stores, she saw a book about Jesus, and so she really wanted the book about Jesus, and so we got her. She loves Elsa, and she couldn't find her Elsa book yesterday. So she found. We went through the books and was like, "How about this one?" She's like, "Yeah, I want the Jesus book." Santa, Saint Nicholas. You know, Nickel means the devil. Did you ever know that? Like Kupfernickel, which is what nickel is in the name of nickel in German. When they first discovered it, it means the devil's copper. I always tell people, you know, I'm not a cop. I'm the devil's copper, not a normal cop. I'm the devil's copper. So if you're here for a reason. It's because of the devil's copper, not a normal copper. So Saint Nick, what is that supposed to mean? Is that the Saint Devil? Is there a reason why they called it the Santa Claus? It's actually the Satan Claus. Last chance, 2 pounds of white for $90. There's extra fancy white too. It's not just normal. The Satan Claus. I think they did that on purpose because Saint Nick, right? And Nick means the devil. I don't know if you guys knew that. Instead of talking about Jesus, we just talk about the devil. How about that? Peaberry, and he takers on Peaberry. See, now I offended all the Christians. I'm just offending everyone. I'm just pushing everyone away. I get the liberals. I tell you, you're not free because you don't know Jesus, and then I start talking about the devil. So it's just this is the wrong way to sell anything. I'm just offending everyone. Just offend both sides. I don't have any friends. I'm just gonna say whatever. I'm gonna say everything. Medium Hawaiian. One person likes it. Here's a bag of medium Hawaiian. I'll give it to you for 23. So that's what I decided to go. And I didn't want to tell you guys this, but Arabic, the entire Quran is written in English. And the story of Robin Hood is actually in the Quran. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yep. It's actually about Robin Hood. Now that's offensive. I feel like I'm gonna get killed for saying that. But I can prove it. I can show you. I got the whole thing memorized in English. It made it. I want to know who it didn't make it. Yeah, Arabic is just English. Spoken really, really fast. Saint Nick. That's what they say. You know who else is interesting? Who was the saint for the Irish people? His name was Maywin Suckit. Maywin Suckit. I don't believe in history. I don't believe. I'm gonna make up my own history, Trapper. Maywin Suckit. What kind of name is that? I think history is all in puns, and it's the aliens making fun of us. So it's like Maywin Suckit. Great. You can thank. All right, guys. I've pushed away all of my customers. Only the true believers are left. Now it's time for the deals. 28 bucks for Peaberry. Who wants to buy? Who was not offended? You can get a deal. Everyone's gone. You can't be free if you don't have Jesus. You only know how to shame. You don't know how to forgive. Even the smallest sin, you're just going to be shamed into doing things you don't want to do. Shamed. Can't handle it. Can't handle the shame. And whole country without Jesus. That's why we're less and less free. That's what I was saying. I made a controversial video just to push people's buttons. But it's true, I think. I think it's true. But freedom's overrated. I also think that. So take it as you will. It's time for the deals. If you don't like what I'm saying, get out of here. No coffee for you. Go buy some bitter coffee and hurt your stomach. Here are the deals for the believers of Jesus. $2 off. $4 off. Mm. Believers in history, get out of here. That stuff was all made up. It's not real. What else was there? Oh, the other thing, you know how they say England was invaded by the Angles, the the Angles. the Jutes, and who was it the Angles, the what were the three? The Angles, the Picts, and the Jutes, right? I think what they were meaning to say was they were invaded by the Catholics, the Jews, and the Orthodox, because it's the Angles is the cross, the anchors, and then the Jutes is just the Jews, and the Picts are the iconoclasts. I think the people who invaded probably forgot that they invaded, and they read the history that the people before wrote, and they thought it was talking about them, but they forgot they were the ones that invaded. They got confused. I think that's actually what happened, because it's pretty clear. It's the Ankars, the Picts, and the Jutes who invaded around the time the Christians came to England, and I think they got confused. They thought they were actually Germanic tribes because they didn't realize they were the people who were reading that history, the ones who invaded, and they didn't really remember. Or maybe it was written by the conquered and the victorious read it, because usually the victorious can't read or write. They're just really big with weapons that killed everybody, and then later on their kids read it and they thought they were talking about themselves, but actually they were actually or they didn't realize the people who wrote it were talking about themselves. So they got confused. That's what I think. What are we doing here? I forgot. Someone asked for a sample of the Kona Extra Dark. Ooh, that's something I haven't run yet. We got some Extra Dark. I don't have those in samples. I can change it so I have them in samples. Uh, so, but then some people really love it, when you tell them there's no freedom without Jesus. A lot of people like that. But then other people really don't like it. But the problem with me is then the people who like it, then I start talking about the devil, and they're like, okay, you know, we don't want to support that. So now nobody wants to buy my coffee. Same thing with spaceships. With the spaceships, I go sell them to the government, and now I start talking about feminists and gay people, and that's the government. And like, now they don't want to buy it from me. I'm a terrible salesperson. Once I start talking, it's like, no one wants to buy anything from me. All right, I'm gonna do a 2-ounce sample of the extra dark here. So I'm like, you know what? If you don't want to buy my spaceships because I keep making fun of you, we're gonna let communist China take over. I mean, I don't care. You give me a hard time. I don't care anymore. I don't want to give you spaceships. The aliens already have spaceships. You don't need spaceships. I'm not gay enough. Yeah, I think that's the problem. People look at me and they think, okay, he might be gay. Maybe he's gay enough, and they bring me in and they're like, oh, this guy's not gay enough for us. He's not gonna fit in. So, so I'm just like, you know what? Go fuck yourselves. We're gonna let communist China win. And you know what? If they come and take over America, who are they gonna put in charge? They're gonna put me in charge. I'm Chinese. It's like I don't care. No spaceships for you. Go fuck yourselves. You don't want them? You don't have to have them. I don't need to give them to you. We already have spaceships. We already have spaceships in space. We already have flying saucers. It's like, if you want them, here they are. If you don't want them, give me a hard time about it. Try to call me crazy, give me medication. Go fuck yourselves. Call me China will get the spaceships. And when they come and take over, who are they going to put in charge? Me. I'm Chinese. It's win-win. No buyers. No buyers. No buyers for the extra dark. I got rid of another person. I'm sorry, guys. I like saying offensive things. I have Tourette's. I have Tourette's of the mind. If there's something I shouldn't say, I'm just gonna say it. It's you know my wife's psychiatrist. She actually has Tourette's. And my wife's psychiatrist says there's a theory that Tourette's is actually a virus, and so I think I got that virus, and so I have Tourette's of the mind. I didn't even really have any white coffee. I'm just turning it on. I just decided, let's be crazy. It's end of the show. End of the show. I'm not trying to sell any more coffee. I'm just gonna say crazy things. So what else can we? Who else needs offending? Anyone? Any takers? Any takers? Nobody. Mel Bell. Is that a USA flag? I thought I already tried to offend you. I was like, America can't even beat a third world country. Come on, guys. We you guys we can't even beat a third world country anymore. I don't know anything about Taoism. So you either take my spaceships and we dominate the world forever, or we let communist China dominate the world forever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm Chinese. Either way, I win. That's how the aliens set it up. They set it up. They said, "How are we gonna fuck with Americans? Let's make this guy Chinese." So it's like I can give you guys the propulsion system that will dominate the world, but you don't want it. You don't want it. You think it's crazy. Your brains are too dramatic, too small. That's why the Romans left you behind. They're like, these Germans, they're barbarians. Leave them on the ground. You guys are grounded. The first, the first conspiracy to keep the Germans grounded was flat Earth. If we can just make them believe the Earth is flat, they're never gonna go and look for the new world. Worked for 1,400 years, and finally, you guys figured out. You're like, oh, that whole flat Earth thing was actually a conspiracy. But some of you guys still believe in it. Well, it can't be both flat and hollow, can it? Hey Stephanie, aren't you the one who wanted the link to the Native Americans in the moon? Let me go find that link. I'll drop that in this chat for you. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Let me just find this. Give me a second. It's gonna take me a few minutes to find this. I can never remember which Apollo it was. The one after. It's the one after the last one. Apollo. Was it Apollo 18? Was it Apollo 19? I can never remember. Was it Apollo 19? Did they edit out the pictures? Did they get rid of the pictures? It was like there's a picture of this naked Native American lady that apparently they dumped. They dumped it on the moon for the astronauts to find. But I can't find it. Darn it. Let me see this. Okay. Was it Apollo 18? Apollo 17? Which one was it? It's not on Google anymore. It used to be there. They took it away. Well, they took all the cool stuff away. I'm looking for it, Stephanie. I'm gonna find it. There it is. Here we go. It's on Reddit. Hold on a sec. I found it. I found it. The Lunar Mona Lisa is what they're calling it. Here we go. I found it. What'd you get canceled for? Chinese Indians. You know, China actually has 56 indigenous tribes, and they all look like Indians. And Taiwan, the Indians still live in the mountains. So Chinese people are a lot like white people. We chase the Indians away. Oh, that's right. Only on this show. We chased them into the mountains in Taiwan. They did the same thing that you guys did. So in 2,000 years, America is just going to be exactly like China. Yeah, China had 56 indigenous tribes. Taiwan still has a tribe chasing this. So did you guys get that link there? I don't think you can even copy and paste that. Let me try this again. I'll give you guys this link. Let's see. It's on Reddit. Darn it. Let's see where else it is. It's on Facebook. It's on Scribed. It's not even on the internet anymore. It's on Pinterest. Okay, this is, you just got to search. Here are the terms. Apollo 18. Here. Don't ask me why I searched this originally. I don't remember. But search on Google. If you want to see the Native American body that they found on the moon, search on Google Images this term. These terms, and you'll find it. Apollo 18 conspiracy moon naked woman. There you go. Just search that, you'll find it. There you go. You found it. Yep, that's her. Looks kind of like a brown Japanese woman, actually. Yep, no problem. No problem. I don't remember how I first found it. I used to get all these, I used to get fed with a lot of stuff about UFOs, like constantly. People would feed me with that stuff. Back during Obama, actually, my Facebook page, my Facebook chat was a dump. Like it was a dead drop, and people in the military would write me all this stuff about all the people, all the generals that Obama was dismissing, and it was like this big deal. They used to use me as a dead drop, and they'd also feed me all this other stuff. So I'm like the lore keeper. I know what all those old white guys knew. I'm like the only one left. So I have all of the lore. They all fed it to me, and I read it all. I looked at all the pictures, and I know all of the American lore from the white guys in the 50s that passed it on to their kids who passed it on to me. And then after, the Tea Party took over and Trump took over, all those guys got kicked out of the government. And so I'm the only one left. I got all of it. So I'm the last white person in America. All right, guys. Anyone anyone want any more coffee? Anyone want any more coffee? You guys want anything else? I'm about to leave. This is getting unproductive. But yeah, they all originally, I only knew about the spaceships because one of these guys, one of these old white guys, these old white guys in the government, the really like tall old white guys who just they sent me a video. They said, we can control spaceships psychically. All you got to do is look in the sky and think about it, and the lights will come, and you can move them around by by just concentrating, right? And so I was like, oh, well, if you guys can do it, I can do that too. I never was able to do it, but then I figured out how to build the spaceship. So I was like, well, I don't need to control them psychically. I'm going to make one. And they're like, wow. One of these old white guys sat me down in the room once, and he was like, "We don't know how you know all this stuff, Ed. We think, there's this maybe aliens are have a beam directly into your head, and they're just beaming information into your head." But I think it was just maybe it was Facebook. I don't know. I don't know who's on the other side of that, feeding all that stuff to me. The ocean is just too hard. And it's just a technological difficulty. Let me run an OG for sand, and it's just too hard. I'm gonna just I gotta do this at $13 sand, and it was too hard to be able to go the yeah, it's way we don't have the technology. Space is much far easier than the ocean. But there's mermaids in the ocean. So I came to the conclusion that before the aliens will reveal themselves to us, there's these multiple levels of acceptance that we have to do, right? So the first one is you have to be able to accept Arabs. And once you get past that, there's a few more, and then you have to the final one, the Portofino, the final door is mermaids. And so once you get to the mermaids, then the aliens will come out. But before that, they're just going to be hiding. They're not going to show themselves. So it goes Arabs, and then after the Arabs, you got to be able to accept mermaids. And after you've accepted mermaids, then the aliens will come out. But we're barely past Arabs. So we got a long way to go. You're already dating a mermaid, you thought, see? You're never even going to be able to figure out the mermaids. So forget about aliens. We're not even going to be able to figure out the mermaids. New theory. I'm good brother. How's it going? It's a new theory. It's an old theory because it's in all the Roman statues. The Prima Porta, the famous statue of Caesar Augustus. It's a baby sitting on an egg, and if you put that into Arabic, the word for baby is devil, and the word for egg is bad. So it goes bad devil, and that was Caesar Augustus. But then the Portofino, which is the final door, is the mermaids. So you first enter the initial door. I think I think Jesus was the first white person, and he reproduced with a lot of people, and they formed each of his family members became one Germanic tribe. That's why there's so many Germanic tribes. And so Jesus was the first white person. That's what after a lot of research, that's my conclusion. All right, guys. I think I'm done saying offensive things. I'm gonna send you on a raid before I say anything I can't take back. Better just send you guys off. Enough for one day. I don't have any opinions on dragons. I will. I will check my messages.